This is a topic I've been waiting for to speak on for a while. So, this topic is depression and obsession. And it's based off of actually one of my favorite songs. That's where we're basing this topic off from X, Depression and Obsession. So, basically, when it comes to being depressed and obsessed, we already all know how depression goes. You get sad, you feel like you're worth nothing, that you aren't worth anything. But what happens when you also add obsession onto it? When you're obsessed with something or someone, so you do whatever it takes to chase that and to seek that validation of the one person while being depressed. So what it kind of does is it ruins your life. And that's the best way I can put it. It doesn't mix well together whatsoever at all. The best way I can put how being depressed is while having an obsession over someone is basically think of it like this. You just got done getting bullied for liking something, but you also are obsessed with your bullies for whatever reason. So, in a sense, you get bullied, but because you don't want to get bullied or you have an obsession with that said bully, it tends to not lead anything good to you, if that makes sense. So, when it comes to that example, is if you get bullied and then you obsess over a bully or stop getting bullied, then it only leads you into a more depressing and deep path. And of course, stop getting bullied. That's the good part of it. But it's also like that's the best way I can put it as an example. Why? So my couple instances where I've been depressed while being obsessed is very, very little, I'll state. But it's there. It's there, no doubt. So the best memory I could ever recall was fairly recently. Actually, I would give it maybe 3 to 4 months ago. But at the time of posting this video, um, I was not in the best mental state whatsoever. And basically, I decided to kind of numb what I was going through. I would try and obsess seeking validation from someone. And out of all the validation I chose it from my dad. Which you might be like, CW Love, what's up with that? Like, he's your dad, you should be able to go to him and try and seek validation from him. Well, he's not a person I like at all. He's a horrible person. And I will say that with my full heart. He's He's done nothing good for my family and only brought me and my family down. He's and I will genuinely say this to my dad, bro. I would say it to his face. He is genuinely a waste of space. I will stand by that. I will gladly stand by that. You might be like, that's a bit harsh, but he never cared about me my entire life, so I don't care about him. He never cared about what I was going through mentally, so I don't care about him. And I decided, to try and get, I would say get his attention, but kind of make it to where he would finally be proud of me. And it made me just realize how horrible of a person I was. It pointed out all my flaws and why I could be loved. But instead of taking it in a bad way and beating myself up for it, I ended up building something out of myself. Every day, I try and make content. I live stream on TikTok. I do the best I can to make everybody around me happy, even though sometimes I'm not even happy. And adding obsession on top of that, to where you want someone to be proud of you and you want someone to have there, and not having that, it sucks. It does. It's not fun, and it's not fair for me at all. It's not fair for me. I shouldn't have to go through that, but I did. And I'm making something out of myself. I'm making something out of it, and I'm kind of hopefully redeeming myself in a way. And what do you mean by, like, redeeming yourself? I don't know why. I've always been stuck in a mindset of everything bad that's happened to me in my life that I can't control, I've always believed I've deserved it for some reason. I don't know why I think like this, and I want to stop thinking like it, and I'm still trying to. But I don't know. If someone were to ask me, why do you think you had all these things happen to you? Why do you think it's your fault? The best logical answer I could come up with is I feel like I've done something in a past life or something like that for me to deserve this life I've gotten. And I'm not meaning that in like an emo way, oh my gosh, I hate my life and whatnot, when it's not that. But I mean like the certain family related stuff that I've been given when it comes to my dad or certain things. Like I always just blame it on me. And it's because of how I am as a person. I'm too sensitive, too kind of a person. So I take all of what they did and I put it onto me for whatever reason. And I don't like it. I don't like doing that. It makes me feel bad. It doesn't make me feel good in any way at all. And going back to the topic of me with my dad, it ended up leaving me to where I thought there was no point in living. That's not saying I was thinking about committing because I wasn't, but I was thinking of what is the point of me genuinely being here? Not in a way of, like I said, me wanting to commit, but in a way of why was I given what I was given? Why couldn't I be given um a good father like I see all my friends have that go and have a guys night every Sunday or watch football? Why couldn't I have that? I don't even like football. But if it was for me to have a father figure, I would do it. I genuinely would, and it takes a hit on me seeing people have dads and stuff like that that actually care about them. It takes a hit on me, and I remember it was seventh grade, and I was in history class, and we had this kid. I'll just call him L for short. So basically, this kid, he had everything from at least the outside perspective that I would want. A good family, a dad. He was doing bodybuilding and stuff like that, and he was going somewhere. And at the time, he would really kind of make fun of me for not having what he had. He would be like, "Yo, dude, you need to hit the gym. Yo, dude, you need to do this. You need to do that." Blah blah blah. When it's like he didn't know what I was going through, and he's gonna be the one to try and judge me, family related stuff when I didn't even know what was happening myself at the time. I was just finally getting settled into a new home, finally just trying to make new friends in a new school. But no, he decided, yeah, to kind of rub it in the fact that like, oh, I'm going to the gym with my dad after school today and stuff like that. And thinking back on it now, it's just like, man, I would kill to have that. I would. And people take that stuff for granted. People take having a good dad for granted. People take not being depressed and obsessed for granted, and it makes me mad. Because it's like, how come people like them get what I wish I had instead of instead of me getting like if they were put in my shoes, I know that they would easily crack and fold under the pressure I've been given. So how come we're giving people that rub it in and stuff like that? Why are we giving them that life? That's not fair to me, and that's just so unfair, and I believe it. And all I can say for depression and obsession is it never ends well. It genuinely never ends well.